Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
All right, guys, what is going on? How is everybody doing? Sorry about our little technical difficulties. For some reason, the camera wasn't working. So now we should be good to go.
Come back, everybody who is there. Come back. We need you.
But how you doing, man? How you doing tonight? I know you've
Uh,
had a busy night so far.
Man, it has been hellaciously busy. It's been a good time though, man. Got we are start we're right in the middle of baseball season. I say right in the middle, we're beginning baseball season. And one of my twins is playing this year, playing coach pitch, and he's doing pretty good, man. He's having a lot of fun. They've it was pretty funny, man. Over the weekend, we had a practice on Saturday, and I don't know, we're about halfway through, man, and I'm just beaming the ball towards my son and like two or three other kids that had jumped in there with us, and before I knew it, I had like half the damn team over there throwing fastballs off to the side on this coach pitch, just having a good time. And then next thing I know, the coach comes up, he's like, "Hey, Corey, you try throwing inside the net?" I'm like, "You want to pitch to the kids?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, yeah, man, sure, I'll help. I told you I'll help you with whatever you got." And so I get in there. I'm like, as long as you guys understand, I'm probably gonna hit one of y'all's kids with this bat. I'm not a freaking pitcher. I'm gonna hit one of y'all's kids. It's gonna happen. Coach says, "Don't worry about it. We do it all the time." I was like, all right. So I got in there, I started pitching, and damn sure enough, I was throwing better than all three other coaches. And so now I'm the new pitching coach for my son's baseball team.
Dude, that is awesome, bro. I love it. I love it, man.
So that's a lot of
Um
fun.
give me just a minute if you can kind of hold down. You got
I
the notes,
got you,
right?
babe. I
You got the
got you. I
notes.
got
Sorry guys, we got some technical difficulties. So
you. Sure, man.
our guest that we have lined up to be interviewed, we had to get off and create a new studio link. So I have to resend all of that stuff out. So Corey, take us away on like the intro and let me
Send me the notes.
get this read. Yeah,
Notes.
absolutely.
That's not gonna happen.
Absolutely. But like I
But
hope everybody has had a great week so far. It's only Tuesday. We haven't like been here since last Tuesday, so I hope everybody crushed it Wednesday through Friday or Wednesday through Monday, and then had a wonderful Easter.
It
Speaking
was
of,
Easter over the weekend. It
how
was
was your
funny.
Easter?
Happy Easter or late Easter, really.
Yeah.
Our Easter was good, man. I worked Saturday. I went and ran about 200 and some odd foot of pickets in, I don't know, 2, 3 hours. I went and did that and got that job lined up to finish for a guaranteed completion on Monday. And I'm glad we did because the tedious part of that stuff on Monday took forever.
Yeah.
So did that Saturday and the baseball practice Saturday morning. Then I went and built a little bit of fence Saturday afternoon. Then Sunday, man, Easter, pretty much laid around till about 2 o'clock, and then we went to the in-laws and did Easter, and the kids did all their Easter stuff and searching for eggs, and it was a good time, man. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a chill Sunday.
Heck
Definitely a
yeah,
chill
man.
Sunday.
We went out to the beach pretty early, and we left pretty earlier as well. We were home by like say like 3 or 4, which is pretty early
You
for us.
said you didn't catch shit.
We didn't, dude. Dude, we didn't. We had probably 1, 2, 3, 4. We had probably 6 poles in the water at all like varying ranges, and we didn't get a bite.
No kidding.
We didn't get a bite the entire time. And that was my wife's best friend's husband. He brought his 3 poles out there. I brought my 3 beach poles out there, man, and we had shrimp, squid, sand fleas, and we were trying everything.
No kidding. Yeah, I
It
saw a video.
there was just nothing out there, man. So
I saw a TikTok the other day. This guy threw like a 12 millimeter wrench and put a hook on the wrench and threw it out deep. And I'll be damned, it wasn't down for a
it's
minute,
silver, bro.
and he freaking caught a damn fish like that on it. It was awesome, man. But let's see, new things around the shop. We built a new office counter for our showroom. For anybody who doesn't know, Billy and we are slowly building a showroom in Northwest Florida. something where people can come and visit, get ideas, see samples. You can only take so many samples out with you on estimates, and we want to really have a beautiful showroom. And so we've been working hard on it, and we built a beautiful 10-foot long by 2.5 foot wide, 4 foot tall, countertop height table office table for the showroom. So I'll be really I'm glad that's done. We got we have 4 new computers coming. We got all new stools, new office chairs coming. We're slowly, like, a little bit here, a little bit there, getting everything that we need for our showroom. So I think tomorrow we have a couple hours of field work to do. We got to go clean that one fence and then go pick up some debris, and past that, plan on having an office day tomorrow and
Yeah,
get some
man.
stuff done around here.
When I got back earlier, I looked inside. We have 6 boxes over there, so I know our computers are here.
Yeah.
So I'm super pumped about that we get an office day tomorrow. And guys, I'm sorry I was just staring at my phone for a minute, but like I said, we had technical difficulties in the first studio that we tried to go into through StreamYard. It wasn't logging the camera, so I had to do all those invites. But back to your regular program service.
So before we get on here and we get Mr. Michael Nelson, and Michael Nelson is the main contact. He is the owner of oh God, I can't for how I'm having a brain for it. The name of the company that he
Color Max.
Well, Color Max is the brand.
Color Bond.
Well, Color, that's what they call it in Australia, is Color
Yeah.
Bond. And in the States, it's changed to Color Max, but same product from what I understand. But this man, Mr. Michael Nelson, if anybody is interested in Color Max or Color Bond fencing, he is the man with the plan as far as that goes. He is the main distribution hub. He gets it all out on the West Coast, and he'll ship it anywhere you need. I am a tried and true customer of his. We've bought about 200 foot last year, and it was an awesome job. So before we bring him on, we want to touch real quick on the Vegas show. Vegas, I believe it's the 1st or 2nd, September 9th, I believe it is, in Vegas, is the week.
It's the week of September 11th. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's the easiest way for everybody to remember.
So it's gonna be the 2nd week of September.
September.
Call it like that. 2nd week of September is going to be the Fence Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is going to be a pimping good time. We are going to have a lot of fun, and more important. Popo, I ain't driving.
We're not driving, bro.
But so with the expo in Vegas, for the first time, I know if you've watched our show, we've talked about demo days. Billy Grove has been asked to be a demo days ambassador for the expo. Him and other ambassadors are going to be working, and the demo days.
So basically what we're doing is anything that you think that you can visualize that tool wise, or anything that has to do with the fence business. And I'm talking about skid steers, forklifts. I'm not just talking about fence line tools. I'm talking about everything that goes into a fence company. We're trying to get manufacturers out there to get booths to bring their equipment to not just let you look at it, but let you actually use it. So that way you can make an informed choice before you buy a machine.
Absolutely. Especially I'm hoping we can get a lot of the equipment people like Bobcat, John, companies like that have a lot of the drivers and augers and all that cool stuff. So you can see the equipment, you can feel it, you can touch it, you can dig with it. There's gonna be like a 20-acre field.
23 acres.
23. I stand corrected.
Yeah, 23 acres, guys.
23-acre field that we're gonna get a blank canvas to do whatever we want to do in Las Vegas. 23 acres in Vegas that we get to build whatever we want, test whatever we want, try whatever we want. So make sure demo days. Las Vegas, 2nd week of September at the Fence Expo. You come see myself and Billy. I'm not a person, but I'm going to be there. Come see Billy at the very minimum. Come see the man with the plan, and it's going to be a good time. Also, there is going to be competitions. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a fence building competition. You told me, right?
There's going to be a fence building competition. We're going to have a couple different types of disciplines. Obviously, you're gonna choose which one. And when I say discipline, I mean styles of fence. Vinyl, wood. We haven't exactly hammered down in stone the couple that we are going to want to. But basically, you're going to have 4 hours to build a 100-foot of fence.
You're gonna what now?
You're gonna have 4 hours to build. I think it's 100-foot of fence, or maybe 80. I don't remember what we
If you can't build
exactly
100,
planned on.
if you can't do it,
But
that's 4
what
hours.
we're looking for, guys, is this is going to be kind of like a raffle type thing. It's going to be like a paid entry, but all of the money goes to first, second, and third place. So we're looking for 3-man teams, and for the majority, we're looking for fence companies to bring their tools.
Do we get to play? Do we get to play?
I don't get to play.
Oh,
I don't get to play.
Can't play with.
I don't get to play, buddy. I don't get to play.
If you're not there. Or you don't get to.
So we're looking for fence companies, but not just that. If you're a one-man band and you are planning on going to the fence show, we have sponsors that are going to sponsor teams, so that way they can still compete, and you'll have 2 other people.
Oh, we should put a farmhouse team together
that you're paired up with. I mean, we can talk to Susan about it.
Talk to Susan. I wonder if Brad goes, I can drag Brad out there with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Brad throw down.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so without any further ado, you ready to bring on our guest of the night?
Yeah.
Let's bring him on.
Let's
you
go.
Don't know him yet, but you're going to. The one, the only Mr. Michael Nelson.
Dude, that was one of the best intros you've ever given, bro.
Hey, Michael's my boy, man.
That was good, dog. That was good. What is going on, Michael Nelson?
Hey guys, thank you for the introduction.
Yeah.
That was great, Corey. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I saw you and Billy text, and I got here 5 minutes before the show started from baseball practice. And I saw Billy was texting you. He's like, "Oh," and you said maybe tomorrow. I'm like, "No, tonight. Turn around."
Yeah,
turn around
he grabbed my phone. I was like, "Oh no!" But I mean, that's on me, because I really thought that you were 3 hours behind, because California is 3 hours behind. So I just was like, "Yeah, okay, they're 3 hours behind us."
Yeah. I was like looking at the time, and I was like, I assumed you guys were probably busy or something. To where I was like, I was gonna hound you guys. So I was like, maybe we'll just reschedule. I don't want to bug them. Because you guys are ahead of me in time.
Tuesday.
And so yeah.
Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 7:15, buddy. We're here. But hey, man, it's finally nice to put a face to the sound, because a lot of times whenever I'm like talking to Corey, I'm sitting on his couch in the garage and I'm listening to you guys talk on speakerphone.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. But so first and foremost, tell us the fence companies that you run and where you're out of.
So I'm based out of Portland, Oregon. I'm the owner of Pacific Renovators LLC. We specialize in only fences and gates. I used to do carpet, hardwood floors. Used to do a couple of little odd jobs, decks. I don't do any of that anymore. I just do fences and gates now. And then as of last year, I became the owner of Color Max America, Inc. Been distributing for, I want to say, about a year and a half now. I was a sub-distributor in 2022, and now I am the national distributor as of last year. And been installing fences for approximately 7-8 years now. I've been installing fences altogether. So,
nice.
Yeah.
In Color Max for the last year, you said, right?
I have been installing Color Max for the last 4.5 years, installing here in the Portland area under Pacific Renovators, and then distributing into the entire United States as of last year.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What was it like for you, man, going from installer to distributor practically overnight? How was that for you, man?
It was tough. It was tough a little bit at first. There was definitely some growing pains with the previous owner, going through a little bit of that, trying to get the name back up there, trying to get people to really understand and see what steel fencing really is.
Right.
But now I've distributed into about 12 different states now. So it's starting to pick up now, finally.
I got to be honest with you. The first time Corey told me about this, he had told, and this goes back to whenever we had in-house crews. He had told we thought was going to be our like crew leaders all about this fence while I was off doing something. And I come back and he's like, bro, I just sold a corrugated fence. And like, I'm here in Florida. If you're talking about a corrugated fence,
looks like shit.
we're talking about like
Home Depot special.
a Home Depot homeowner special wood post with like literal roofing panels turned sideways. And I'm like,
Yep.
no, the hell you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
And I'm like, so like he can see the look on my face, and I'm like, no,
Gotta check this out, man.
you're not serious. So he says, hold on. It goes together like vinyl. I said, what do you mean it goes together like vinyl? He's like, there's rails and there's everything. And I was like, no way. And he showed me the video, and I was like, dude, that's some cool stuff, man. That's some cool stuff. And then finally, whenever we got to put our hands on it, honestly, you did most of the installation of it. I just dug the holes for you.
Yep.
Like, to be honest with you. But while I was watching you like install it, that was some pretty cool stuff, man. That was really cool. It looks
Absolutely.
really good whenever it's done.
For anybody who doesn't know about the Color Max Color Bond stuff, if you look behind the screen in the background of our main thing, that is one of the Color Bond Color Max fences. What color is that right there, by the way?
That's Jasper.
Boy, look at my man go. That's Jasper. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the Color Max fencing. What are some of the perks of that versus your standard wooden fence or whatever is what? Okay, let me back up before I hit that question. What is a very popular fence up there? Is like cedar, wood, standard privacy, 3-rail type stuff?
The most popular is going to be cedar. Like pretty much a basic cedar, I would say, would be 4x4 pressure treated posts, 2-rail pressure treated rails, and then usually just a number 1 cedar fence board installed in a solid pattern. That's our most popular, I would say. We don't see many vinyl fences up here.
Can I ask a question real quick? Can I ask a question real quick before we get too far down the road? What's up with the 2-rail? I see that everywhere. Does it do?
Because it ain't pine. They don't have the warping and the bullshit that we deal with.
Really?
That's exactly why there's 2 rails on a lot of the northern and northern. They don't have the moisture. They don't have the humidity. They don't have the. I mean, yeah, they got snow and stuff like that, but they don't have nowhere near the expense. I guarantee you, because when I went to Boise, my brother lives in Boise. Last time I went there, like every fence is a fucking 2-rail. It's like shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, these things need 3. Oh, well, every fence up here is like that. I'm like, well, they all look like shit.
It's just not something that I'm used to, but I do see every now and then on the fence pages, and I'm just like,
Okay,
I get that it's all there, but I didn't like mean to interrupt you. I'm like, keep going.
No. I mean that's the most common. And then like for a lot of my clients, they usually like 3/4 inch thick boards versus 5/8 cedar. I would say that's going to be the most common fence design here in the Northwest. And then I'd probably say second place is going to be just a standard galvanized chain link to get you the cheapest of the cheap.
Right. Now, from you and I spoke extensively over the last year and a half with Color Max and stuff like that. How I don't want to go too far from my other question, but would you say that Color Max is pretty much 100% what you guys only do now is Color Max style fencing?
Last year I actually just went over my numbers. It made up about 97% of my business last year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've installed approximately over, not including 2024, but over 20,000 linear feet here in the Portland metro of Color Max now.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So tell us some perks of the Color Max product versus, say, just not even versus anything else, because really I'm pretty confident that once you explain this, it's a color. Everybody will see Color Max is kind of a league of its own. But what are some of the perks that you like about the Color Max?
I'd say the biggest perk about it is the low maintenance. I'd say that's the number one selling point. Is there's no maintenance. There's no more staining the fence. There's no more painting the fence. It's already galvanized steel that's put through an 8-step paint process over in Australia. And so they're seen on average about 45 years before the paint begins to actually fail. Upwards of 50 years. So the nice thing about it, though, is you can just go back and you respray them. You just repaint them. That's exactly what they're doing from the original fences 50 years ago. I would say the number one aspect I would say with the Color Max is low maintenance, and then the wind rating. And now it depends on soil, of course. But the standard 6-foot Color Max, like the one behind us, is going to be wind rated for 134 miles per hour for gust and 84 miles per hour sustained.
134-mile-an-hour gust with 80 what?
84 miles per hour sustained.
84-mile-an-hour sustained winds.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a Category 2 hurricane, right?
That is pushing Category 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's a pushing category. So let me ask you this. Now, I've never been to Portland. I've never even stepped foot on Oregon soil.
Yeah, me either.
What is the weather out there? Do you guys get a lot of wind, a lot of big storms coming off the Pacific?
So actually, I installed one right on the Pacific Highway in Lincoln City. I did about 600 linear feet last year on the Pacific coastline. I've never had to go back. I've never had to go back for any maintenance. Installed it, and that's it. One and done. We do have the Columbia River Gorge, which gets some crazy winds. I have a fence that's going on 4 years now out there. And we also installed a pressure treated 2x12 kicker board at the bottom. So it's actually 7 feet tall, and It's still standing strong. The only time I've ever gone back to that job site was to add to the fence lines, to do the side fence runs.
Okay. That's awesome, man. That is. So I have only done one Color Max fence, and Billy's trying to get the screens to move so you can see the one that I built. Me and one of our helpers last December. That was actually the Color Max fence was the second to the last fence that I broke my leg. I built the Color Max fence. We sold 900 foot of wood digging set down the road from that one, and I broke my leg a mile away from that job site right there.
Oh man. I still can't believe you broke your leg. Oh man,
I can't believe I did that dumb shit either, man. We all did dumb stuff.
No, it was already on that one.
Oh, okay.
It was already on that one.
We're trying to adjust the screen so you can see the photo in the background. But now I know there's more than 12. There's more than 15 colors, almost 20 different colors of Color Max we can get. There's how many that you stock in Portland?
I stock 4 colors in Portland. So the one behind us is going to be Night Sky. That's the pure black. My most popular so far in the United States is going to be called Monument. It's like a dark gray. I think it has a subtle tint of blue in it.
I'll be right back. I actually have the color samples on the other side of that wall.
I was about to say, and isn't the cover sheet that you sent us for the shipping in the Monument gray?
I believe so. I believe it is, if I can remember correctly.
Pretty positive it is, because I think I tried to grab it and I was like, this is black. And Corey was like, no, it's not. I was like, yeah, it is. And he was like, no, hold it up to the black. And I was like, oh, no, man, this is not black. This is gray.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Look at it. Look at him. Here we go. Bringing in
there we go.
Board. I didn't even think about that. Good thought. Knocking over lights and stuff.
Yeah, I'm so clumsy.
Knocking over lights and everything, guys. We see. That's why we can't have nothing nice, y'all.
We can't have nice things. So anyway, get my headset on. Hold on, bear with me. Sorry, we're not wireless. We're not cool people. Hold on. Okay.
Wireless
so
has too much latency.
We have done business with Mr. Michael Nelson in the past. So we did the Color Max job behind the screen there. We did the Midnight, and this is actually the color board that Mr. Nelson sent us. So if you are interested in becoming a distributor of Color Max or want to sell the product, offer it to your customers, I can speak from firsthand example, this man and the product and the attention to detail that he provides. This is our color sample board that Mr. Nelson sent us about a year ago.
A year ago.
I broke my leg, so we've been kind of down on sales. But let's see. You said so. This is the Night Sky color here. Oh, we can't. The camera's
Monument.
The Monuments.
We moved the camera back after we
I forgot to move it further back.
after we finished soundproofing, so that way we can see both of us better.
Jasper, you said was the third. Monument, Jasper, Night Sky, and what's the fourth one that you have?
Woodland Gray.
Woodland Gray. That's nope. That's not that.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's
that's Ironstone.
there. It is. Woodland Gray. Okay. So there's those 4 colors he stocks there. So if anybody is interested in this product, I can personally vouch for it. This stuff is freaking awesome and is easy to install. We'll go over that in a minute. But if nobody's ever seen what this looks like firsthand, we also have a mini display that Mr. Nelson sent us that we can actually take out to customers. So this product is very cool. And like Billy mentioned earlier, it does install very, very similar to vinyl. You have your posts that go in the ground on either side. You lock in your bottom rail. But instead of traditional installs like with vinyl, where you have 12 individual slats per 6-foot run, this is an 8-foot on center built fence. And instead of having 12 individual slats, you only have 3 slats. And it's 1, 2, 3. You drop them in, they overlay. Your top rail goes in, locks it in. It comes with self-matching painted self-tapper screws for whatever color of fence you get. You lock it in with self-tappers, top, bottom, and sides, and you're done.
Yep.
2 posts, 2 rails, 3 panels, and that is it. I had the picture in the background is such a, you can't see it from the angle. That was about a 120-foot run. I don't know, 14, 15, I can't remember exactly how big that one was. We had it done, other than siding it in and fine tuning, never doing it before, in about an hour and a half. And that was it. We conquered. Now, there's not a driven system for this yet. The posts, I don't think, are quite there to be driven. However,
Are they going to be though?
I don't know. Are they?
That was a question I have lined up to ask.
I'll be honest, I don't think they will be driven. I don't think so, just because it's been tried and true in Australia. I mean, there is a possibility. I mean, for up here, I've never actually done the driven method on installing a fence, to be quite honest with you guys. We just do standard postal diggers and augers for all of our fences up here.
Is it raw? How's the soil conditions up there?
Wet. Here in Portland, it rains about 8 months out of the year, so it's very, very wet.
But yeah, the Color Max stuff, guys, it installs very easy. Touch-up paint is going to be a must. If you've never done it before, you're going to scratch it up a little bit. That's going to be a given. It's metal on metal, so if you're kind of flopping the panels around and not paying attention, that was probably my biggest complaint on it, was how that it could be scratched. But aluminum can be scratched. Chain link, just stretching black chain link messes that up. Just shipping black chain link gets all those posts messed up. You got to take touch-up paint on those. I think I remember you were telling me that you were working a deal with Sherwin-Williams or something like that to get the color code for the touch-up paint in the US, right?
So I'm working with actually Color Max Australia for that.
Oh, okay.
Everything directly from them for the paint codes to get made over here. And then those will be made into aerosol cans, is how they store them. They don't spray them on over there in Australia. They actually use the aerosol, spray it into a small container, and then just touch up the spots that you need to.
Nice.
You want to keep touching up to a bare minimum. I mean, the Australian rule of thumb is if you can't see it from 2 meters away, don't touch it up, is generally how they do it. It's going to fade a little bit differently than the actual product itself, because it will be, not made the same day and painted.
But
hey man, are you planning on having a booth at the fence show?
I've been talking to my business partner about that, possibly looking into one. I haven't looked into it too much yet. I did do Fence Tech Nashville this year, though.
I heard.
Yeah, I missed you, man.
I know.
Broken leg.
We wanted to go, but it was bad timing all around. And no, shit happens, man. Everybody does dumb shit, dude. Everybody does dumb shit. So shit happens.
On a side note, talking about dumb shit. For anybody who doesn't know, I was stupid and ran myself over with a 10,000-pound bobcat. Okay, that's what happened. Ran it over, crushed my leg in 3 places. I have all rods in my leg now. Cool deal. What is funny about that is Chris Steele I'm leasing my bobcat to him right now because I don't need it. We're subbing everything out. We don't need that thing. So I'm leasing it out to Chris Steele. And Chris looked at me at dinner the other night. We had him.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny whenever he brought
there. We had
it was
Sean, Chris
me, you, Sean, Chris, Jordan Hunt. It was Owen, his son, and then Owen's friends. Or like I'm guessing fence crew, because I picked up that Owen is doing 3,000 feet of wood for Chris. Chris, you're still watching, right?
But anyway, so we had like 10 of us at the beach having dinner a couple weeks ago. And Sean King was in town, so we all met up. And Sean King, Mr. Fence, ta-da. And Chris pulls me off to the side. He goes, I totally get it now. I'm like, you get what? He goes, you broke your leg. I'm like, what? And he goes, we were using the Bobcat on the back half of the property. You know, Chris has a couple acres there in Pace. He goes, we're using the Bobcat on the back half of the property, and his helper was driving it. And Chris wanted to jump on the forks and have him drive him all the way back up to the office. He said he made it about 5 feet, and he goes, stop. And the driver's like, what's wrong? He goes, I'm getting the fuck off this thing, or something of that nature. And he goes, oh my God, I was fixing to ride on the forks. He goes, what if I'd have fallen and broke my leg like you? I'm like, yeah. Dumb shit happens that quick. You get so complacent, you get so easy.
Instantly.
And he goes, I totally get it now. He goes, it is so easy to almost get hurt on those things that when it does happen, it's a blink of an eye. I'm like,
you get so used to using them. And I'm going to take the MT100, for example, because it has 498 hours. I've put 470 hours on that thing. Absolutely. The rest is going to be you and Mike, but like I have put the majority, and you get so comfortable using that thing, and you just forget about the safety. Like
you get complacent.
It just is like second nature. But yeah, no, so I can attest to that.
That was pretty funny. Chris told me about the Bobcat. Anyway, back to Mr. Sorry, I'm gonna get on a tangent. Back to Mr. Nelson. But what did Miss Susan say? Susan at fentonshow.com. I'll get you the details. Look, there you go, right there, Mr. Nelson. Everything you need for Vegas. Miss Susan Worley, hit her up. She has been our guest on here once, and we're trying to get her back on sometime in the next month or so. We're trying to get her back. She's an awesome lady. She helps lead up the FWA. What does she do for FWA?
She's the executive director of the FWA.
She's the executive director. Okay, whatever. She wears the big pants. Okay.
Hey, man. She actually called me earlier. I was at the gas station, and she called me on Facebook Messenger. I was like, I never get calls on Facebook Messenger. I was like, what? Hello? She's like, hey, I didn't have your phone number, but she told me something really cool. She now full-time is the FWA executive director.
Yeah, so that's the lady to know, Mr. Mike, right there. Get up with her, and she'll get you set up for the Vegas show, man. So hopefully get you a booth out there, man. Let's spread the word about Color Max, Color Bond Fencing. Let's get you some more business, brother.
Yeah, man. I want everybody to experience this stuff. I mean, it's completely changed my life. It's changed my business. I mean, shoot, I worked for another contractor a couple of years ago when I first saw this product, and I looked at my business partner. I looked at him. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to do this! Like, we need to start our own construction company." And that's pretty much how we founded Pacific Renovators. And I was like, "We need to do whatever it takes to get involved with this Color Max stuff."
Oh, okay. So you started.
We kind of skipped through the whole. We kind of skipped through the whole Michael Nelson story.
We did.
But
we highlighted it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So
But
you started your company with. So whenever you branched off and went out on your own, you pretty much went on your own with Color Max in your back pocket, ready to go.
So I worked for this guy, David. So it was my best friend, Daniel, and I. So Daniel and I worked for David for quite some years, and we kind of knew we wanted to start our own company and stuff. We were talking about it for a long time. Like, what should we do? Should we do roofing? Should we do gutters? Like, what about windows and doors? And so we were kind of playing with the idea of doing other things. And then in the summer of 2020, we met the previous owner of Color Max while working for David. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to change fencing here in the United States. And so I told Dan, I was like, we need to get our license now. We need to stop, procrastinating, because we're working, 60, 70 hours a week. And I was like, we need to do whatever it takes to get a license. And so in 2021 or late 2020, we branched off completely, started Pacific Renovators. And then that's when I walked into the Color Max office, and I was like, hey guys, I'm not sure if you remember me, but I want to be your number one installer. Like, I want to be your guys' go-to installer here in Portland now. And so within a couple of months, I started taking over pretty much most of the sales in Portland and started installing the majority of the jobs for Color Max at that time. And eventually that led me into being a sub distributor. I opened up ColorMax Northwest in 2022. So then I was still running Pacific Renovators full time installation, and then opened up the distribution side of ColorMax Northwest, just Oregon and Washington. And then in 2023, I got offered the opportunity to open up ColorMax America and distribute into the entire United States.
That's what's up, man. That is what's up.
I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. It sounded. It made you sound like a megaphone. That's what I was searching for, man. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Okay. So this is an Australian-made product. Kudos for it not being Chinese, but that's neither here nor there. But it's an Australian-made product, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do a little bit of role playing here, man. What would you like? You're trying to sell somebody who's interested in this fence, but they've never known this product. All they see is a metal fence, but yet you're trying to upsell them from wood, cedar to this. What are some of the topics that you hit on? What are some things that you're going to do to persuade your client to go with you versus in the ColorMax line versus a vinyl or a cedar or anything, just any of the fence?
So I would say the biggest selling point is for like a cedar fence here in the Northwest. For a basic cedar, the 2-rail 4x4 post number 1 fence boards is going to be, if you use 3/4 inch thick number 1 boards, about $45 a linear foot. And I would say for about 10% more, you can do an all steel privacy fence with 0 to low maintenance. No more wood posts, no more warping gates. If you have an RV, we all know it's a pain in the butt to get your RV in there when you're sliding the gate across the concrete. We don't want that. Moving to garbage cans. And the gates don't shut behind you. And so with the ColorMax, there is no maintenance. There's no more swelling or contracting in the gates. I would say that is probably my number 1 selling point for about 10% more. You can do an all steel privacy fence. And then I would say that the maintenance and the win rating, because we get some good wins through here. For example, the photo that you guys had in the background earlier with the lattice, the Superior Screen lattice, I actually went to a house out in Camas, Oregon or Washington, and the fence was, I believe he said 4 years old vinyl, and we ripped down the 4-year-old vinyl fence because over the last 4 winters it kept breaking, it kept cracking, and we replaced it with the ColorMax, and that's been over a year now, and I've not gone back for anything warping, cracking, or breaking.
That's what's up, man. That is,
Speaking of gates. Is there any cantilever options, rolling gate options, automated gate options for this?
So if you want to get into the cantilever, I have done one here in the United States. It is a custom built item. I would recommend contacting like your local fabrication shop near you to get it made, because for us to ship it, it'd be extremely expensive to ship you a full 16 by 6
Basically,
foot.
It's doable.
It is doable though. Yes. That's what I was like kind of getting at. Okay.
So you got a swing gate there is swing gate possibility. Obviously swing gate possibilities, but there is also cantilever possibilities with it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That is really cool, because I see a lot of bigger industrial places going to the corrugated metal for their perimeter fencing nowadays.
I'd want to see. I see a picture of it. I guarantee if I could see a picture of it, I could draw out a plan. Make them roll in.
So basically, did you just cut the post and attach the post in the section to the cantilever gate? Is that what you did for that?
Yeah, so we end up, it was our first one ever. I've never even built one, to be honest with you, before that. And so we end up using like an external exo frame on the inside of it that you couldn't see from the outside. Be honest with you, it wasn't the best looking gate from the inside, to where you'd want to do some sort of exo frame, which we do have powder here in the United States, so you can get everything powder coated. So if you do want to build some sort of frame around the actual fence itself, the panels, you can do that to build those cantilever gates to however your desired width as well.
That's what's up, man. I cool. Really like the ColorMax product. I honestly, I got to slow down and speed up to where I can start trying to sell more of it. You know what I mean? It's so hard trying to honestly, man, we're having to rebuild our business from scratch. You know, after I broke my leg, whenever I seen you, man, or not seen you, but whenever we bought and got that other job, you know, we did 1.2 million last year. We were rocking and rolling, and then I broke my leg, and then everything kind of went crazy, and then, you know, we're having to rebuild. So
Right now it's back to the basics, baby.
we're pretty much back to basics right now. We're only, you know, we're offering, you know, chain link vinyl, aluminum, and, you know, all driven as much as we can. And but I need to start offering more color max. I gotta start suggesting it and taking the stuff with me. It's just without it being readily available just yet for me to where I can stock some of it at least. You know what I mean? To where it's, you know, but I'm gonna start pushing more because it is a phenomenal product. The 84 mile an hour sustained wind load rating is absolutely a selling point here. Because if I'm telling you, if I can sell Postmasters day in and day out with a 74 mile an hour wind load rating, that's where their warranty stops, is 74. And you're telling me this is going to have 84 sustained. That is category 1 hurricane all day long. And where we live at, it's not a matter of if.
Yeah, it's when.
Matter of when.
Yeah, it's
we're
when, baby.
Next hurricane. And I tell you what, we have not had a hurricane, a good one. Sally was
Sally was overhyped, but that's kind of the news media these days.
Absolutely. Yeah, Sally wasn't horrible. That was like a glorified rainstorm. I'm telling you what, Mr. Michael, we were due for one here in the Panhandle. I know Hurricane Michael took out Panama City, but we didn't get nothing off that one.
Oh, it devastated Mexico Beach. There's no more Mexico Beach.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So the fact that we can say, hey, this is 84 mile an hour sustained wind load rating, you know, how does the warranty go with that? How does that part? Does it warranty stop at 84 mile an hour, or what does that do?
So the 84 miles per hour. So they're actually the BlueScope Colorbond Steel is still working on the legal issues, and Australia is to get everything transferred into the United States. So what you would do is you would end up registering, essentially sending your registration card to BlueScope directly, the steel manufacturer. Yep. And then, like I said, it's kind of still in that limbo process because there is a 10-year warranty on the product to get everything legally transferred from Australia over to the United States. Okay. They're still working on like who comes out there. You know, these are still questions up in the air with everything legally as far as like what happens in the United States with everything. Just be 100% transparent. I've never had a flaw on any of my fences to where I've never even had to claim one or do any I guess, potential warranty work out of all fences.
At the end of the day, if I'm thinking about it, what I'm thinking about is was it 83, 84, 84? Okay, so if I'm hearing this right, basically, if the post fails and it bends over, you know that the winds have been higher than 84 miles an hour.
I would assume, yeah.
Right? Correct? Correct. Am I right on this one?
Ask him.
So it can withstand up to 134 gust. Up to 134 miles per hour.
Okay.
Gust.
You can withstand 134 gust.
Okay.
Which is great because I'll tell you something about. I've never been to Oregon, but man, in the summertime we call it the rainy season down here.
You do know that we beat Portland for the wettest city in America, right?
Mobile did.
Well, we're
next door to Mobile.
We're right next to Mobile.
No shit.
We actually get more rain per year than
the West Coast. Yeah, I know Mobile is more than Seattle.
Yeah,
I knew that one. And Mobile's 45 minutes away from here. So.
Yep.
But we probably have more cloudy days than you guys, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, like when it rains, and when it's not raining, boy, that sun is out, and for the most part, it is very scattered clouds, and it's just beaming down on you.
So I know we're getting time's flying when you're having fun. I want to get a little bit off the fencing, if you don't mind, Billy and Mr. Mike. And this kind of goes into some personal conversations that you and I have had about. I want to talk about as an owner, as the man with the plan, your daily disciplines. I remember you and I having a talk a while back that you do 3 miles a day? Is that what you
Yep.
told me one time? You wake up every day and 3 miles, come rain, snow, sleet, shine, whatever. You're gonna put in at least 3 miles a day. You still doing that?
Yes, sir. Yep. I did 3 earlier.
That's impressive, man.
That's cool, man.
Tell us some more about your daily disciplines, the things that keep you sharp, keep you on focus as far as making sure that you can continue to grow this business nationwide. What are some of the things that you are doing to keep your mind sharp, to keep you up?
I would say the number one thing that keeps me motivated is I have a 10-month-old daughter. So she's my entire world. She's honestly my everything. I mean, I love my daughter more than life itself. So I would say that is what probably keeps me the most disciplined. And then I was in the Marine Corps, so I think that definitely has a lot to do with a lot of my habits that I have as far as discipline goes, to make sure I PT every day, that I set my alarm clock. I mean, I don't really get much sleep with a 10-month-old daughter. So sleep's not really an option right now.
No,
but I try to plan out my day very strategically. I plan out all my drive time. I plan out every single stop that I have throughout the day on my Google Calendar. I plan out, I mean, I usually don't take lunch, to be quite honest with you. I usually get something semi-fast, some chicken and rice, and usually eat it while driving. Probably shouldn't say that, but I do.
I mean, as long as you eat lunch, I'm fine.
I say, yeah.
I don't per se take lunch, but I eat.
You gotta eat something.
I mean, I gotta eat something.
Except for in the summertime.
I'm guilty for not eating all day. I'll go sometimes till 5 o'clock and not eat.
Well, you see, now noon, 2 o'clock ain't shit for me. Like, I'll fast till noon, 2 o'clock, and I feel great. But in the summertime, I won't eat during the day. Because I'm telling, I don't, again, mind you, I've never been to Portland, but I can tell you here in Northwest Florida, when it's 100%, it's 95% humidity and 110 degrees outside, I don't give a fuck about what I'm eating. You just better give me some pickles.
Bro, I am the 1%. I will eat a straight up dinner meal in that weather, and I will come right back out, and I will hustle just as hard as I did before I ate that full belly of my food.
I'll throw up.
I usually just don't have time. Like I said, usually like it's such a strict schedule. Generally speaking, it's kind of hard to find time to eat a lunch. But when I do, it's usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
What who was that? Westbrook? Was that?
Yeah.
The Westbrook group? The Westbrook
Yeah.
group.
What's going on, James C. Westbrook? I'm sorry, we had to.
Mr. Michael, I'm sorry to cut you off. That's Mr. West. That's the Westbrook Rip man right there. I mean, the entire
what's going on, buddy?
After him.
But we have had a couple. Mike Levy, if you're still watching, Duratrack Gate would be great.
You wrote that. We're talking about cantilever.
If you want to go ahead and put down in the comments what you're talking about, that'd be awesome. Or put a link or something like that. That'd be great. Back to y'all's conversation. Do your thing.
I lost track after the Westbrook group. But we're talking about daily disciplines. I know the first 2 months after my recovery, I was hardcore disciplined, man. I was on the elliptical every day, getting my range of motion back, being able to walk again. And the moment I was able to walk and get back out and go back to work, I quit doing all PT, all stuff, everything. Because, man, at the end of the day, by the time I got back from working with my leg would be this big around. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything else today. And so I've been lazy as shit the last month and a half, not doing anything. So I was telling Billy, man, I gotta get back. I gotta get my discipline back, man.
It's for me, I'm in my truck most of the day. So I drive 40,000 miles a year going to bids, contract signings. Because I work all of Oregon, all of Washington. I mean, I've done jobs 400 miles away from home. People have hired us to do work. So I work pretty much anywhere and everywhere the job takes us. So I pretty much have to have an hour and a half a day of doing some sort of physical activity, just so I don't get fat sitting in my truck all day.
It's so easy to do.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
So easy to do.
My wife keeps ragging me. Cause she's like, you're gonna lose all your muscles if you quit building fence. And I'm like, if you don't shut the hell up, I'm like, I'm done.
So,
okay. Besides training folks, I'm done.
Other what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Vinyl and loom is all I want to install.
Yeah.
and Color Max. But
What
Do you remember
dude? She's been
when
busting my
Mike-
balls on that one,
remember
man.
Mike came to work from us and he left his cell. He was a salesman for the roofing job.
Oh, dude,
and
I
he
remember
came
the
over
first
here.
week, bro. I wore his ass out.
We had a manager last year. He's actually my brother-in-law, and he worked with us for about a year and some change. And not never overweight or anything like that, but it just
No,
you know,
he's
just
cut as hell.
it was after he got on the fence line with us. He dropped 25 pounds in the first 2 months.
Yeah.
And he got a cut up and got big, you know, building fences and carrying concrete and stuff like that. And yeah, man, that was nah, you ain't gonna lose it. You ain't gonna lose it. You got it.
Nah. But I mean, she does bust my balls about it though.
I love how your wife talks. My wife talks shit.
Yeah, absolutely does. Absolutely
Does
does.
your wife talk shit, Mr. Nelson?
Not really about that. I mean, that I don't work with my hands anymore. That I don't install. I usually get shit from everybody, including my family and my dad. Everybody picks on me.
You want to know what the greatest comeback to that is?
What?
I told this to a 18, 19-year-old kid today because you've seen my truck. You know, it's not anything super glamorous, but it's a nice looking vehicle. And this kid at Lowe's, I messed up some sod. I had to go grab 2 pieces of sod from Lowe's. So I ran up there, grabbed the sod, and the kid was throwing the truck. Is man, that's a nice truck. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go in the Navy. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, well, you're gonna get this truck working in the Navy, and he got it going on. I said, look, man, you have 2 options. Now this comes from David Gatto. He goes, you have 2 options. I told him you can choose to work from the neck up, or you can choose to work from the neck down.
Yep, neck up, baby.
And the neck up is going to pay you more than neck down every day of the week.
Every single day of the week, twice on Sundays.
So that's that right there. So next time somebody gives you shit for not working, it's like, I'm going a multi-million-dollar franchise. What the hell are you doing?
My wife would love that, man. Dude, I have cuts all over my hands. Bro, them Postmasters, they got me last week, dude. It every time I was reeling like a fishing line and I was taking off all the like bait, I was like, oh my god, I have so many cuts all over my hand. I'm doing straight salt water. It's like
that was probably the only thing that made me a little nervous with the Color Max fencing. We did that is that it is corrugated steel. Like there are some edges and points on there, and you've got to know where your hands are at all times. And you've got to wear leather gloves because as we unpackaged it here, I was like, yeah, that's a little dangerous. But on a side note about Color Max, I just thought of this little squirrel moment. Color Max and the way it ships. This stuff you could put 2,000 feet,
dude,
in a space you'd put 200 feet of wood.
Yeah.
As far as storage capabilities, the way this stuff stacks, the way this stuff ships, it does not take up a lot of real estate in a warehouse or on the trailer. I was amazed whenever we had an entire job with a double gate, 180 feet, whatever it was that we ordered from you, and it showed up on a 4-foot by 10-foot pallet, ready to rock and roll, and it was only this tall. And I was like, "There's no way that's nearly 200 feet of fence." And I'd be damned if we had freaking 3 panels left over. I'm like, "Shit, that was pretty cool."
Yeah.
When we ship it over here from Australia, we get a 20-foot container, and we fit about 5,300 feet in a 20-foot shipping container.
I don't know of any other fence you can do that with. 5,300 feet per 20-foot. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That is awesome number.
It weighs a lot, though. It definitely, the weight adds up very quickly to where it's not like, it doesn't weigh much. Or else we would be able to get a 40-foot container, but we go over the 44,000-pound limit. So we can pretty much only do about 20-foot containers at a time.
That's what's up, man. That's cool. Like I said, I know we've only ordered the one job from you, man, but I'm a big fan of the Color Max. I don't have the first issue with it. The only thing I'm not a fan of is that you really can't rack the sections. This is designed to be flat and smooth across, and if you have significant grade changes, you have to do start stops where you're going to come over and drop down.
Stair stepping.
Thank you.
That is something that we are not used to on the Gulf Coast.
But we pulled it off, though. We pulled it off on the Color Max job. We had to stair step that entire thing, and we actually ended up building extra panels to go under the ground to kind of make up some of the drops. Like where a rock board would come in handy at. We did extra pieces of sheeting or cut off pieces. We used those, and we dug it out put it installed a double rail on the bottom so it could channel up, screwed it in, filled it back in with dirt, no problem. And you only, even though it's this big, you only see this much of it, just enough to fill that gap.
Yeah.
See, on this side of the country, majority of the houses are stair stepped.
Crazy.
You very rarely see a slope one, which is crazy because I mean we have so many hills here, but I'd say 9 out of 10 of my jobs, almost 10 out of 10, all will be stair stepped.
That's what's up. Now, I can tell you how we cut this stuff. You know, if you got to cut your panels, right, to fit and all that. I bought this DeWalt attachment that goes on the end of a drill, and it's got the snips, like the 10 snips. Yep. And man, that thing cut it like butter.
Thing works awesome, bro.
We use the same one off like the DeWalt attachment with the shear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
So man, look at we A-team over here. Then I got it.
Man, that thing's awesome.
We do the exact same way.
Yeah, and it's zero. I was really, man, this thing's gonna break in the first 10 minutes, dude. It cut that whole job like a damn razor blade. It was super smooth.
Easy. Yep, very easy.
That is going on. What you got?
I was about to say, oh yeah, man, I use it to cut the metal bands for the postmasters and stuff now too. Because
all the metal banding, absolutely, we use it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the grinder will hit it afterwards.
You need to leave grinders alone. You and grinders are like me and Bobcats, cuz you need to leave grinders.
Well, that's why I use that one. That's why I use the little snipper thing. Is because I was like, it's safer and it doesn't hit the post.
For anybody who doesn't know that little tidbit, Billy nearly lost an eyeball a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
He took a grinder wheel that broke off and knocked his safety glasses off his face.
Right here to my right eye. Right eye. I had 90% vision loss for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I couldn't see a damn thing, and my depth perception was so off. I was overfilling Gatorades as I was pouring it in. I would be like, oh yeah, there's like a half inch, it's full, and all this other stuff, man. But yeah, man, grinding discs. I am a firm believer, if you're going to be using a grinding wheel, use face shield followed by safety glasses, because my safety glasses got broken in half and then pushed off of my head, and I had a grinding disc go straight into my eye. So
that mocked Jesus.
Yeah. That happened. Happened.
Yeah, you and the grinders and me and Bobcat.
Yeah, bro. That's why I like using those little snips on the like metal bands. I'm like, oh man, this is perfect. It just cuts it right off. Yeah. I love it.
Oh man.
But
I know we're cutting close on time. We got to get going.
Yeah.
But Mr. Michael Nelson, man, I really wanted to thank you for coming on. I know his schedule is crazy, so thank you for literally turning your truck around to come back home to sit with us for an hour. So thank you for giving us your time. It means the world, man. Anybody who is interested in Color Max fencing, please hit up Mr. Michael Nelson. Mr. Michael, what is a good email for you? I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
You can do colormaxamerica@gmail.com.
Gotcha. Color MAXX, right?
Just one X.
One X, sorry.
And I'm sorry, it's colormaxamerica@gmail.com. My apologies.
All right, got it. So anybody who's interested in Color Max, there's a link right there. Color Max America Inc. I think I spelled that right. It's not my laptop, so it feels weird. Color Max America Inc. There it is right there. If anybody is interested in this product, even just start off with a couple of brochures, I'm sure Mr. Michael would not have an issue sending anybody just like a starter pamphlet packet just to check it out. Then if you want to start carrying the product, do you have other displays and stuff like this you can hook people up with for anybody who's interested in becoming a retailer for you?
Yes, sir. Yep, I got displays with all 4 colors actually all on one display. So it'll have like a monument sheet. It'll have like a night sky rail and a jasper post and woodland gray in there as well. So it'll be an all-in-one.
Nice.
So anyway, Color Max America Inc. @gmail.com. That is direct email from Mr. Michael Nelson for anybody who's interested in the Color Max, Color Bond style products. Australian made, 84 mile an hour wind load sustained rating on this product, 134 mile an hour wind gust rating, 10-year warranty, I believe I heard you say. And you said the finish has been tested and has lasted up to 40 plus years.
Yep.
So, guys, if anybody's interested in this, check it out. I have personally installed this product. And I'm telling you, it is the bee's knees. It is a really, really cool and easy product. If you can assemble a vinyl, you can assemble this. So, Mr. Michael, do you have anything to add for that before we kick Mr. Michael out?
I very much appreciate you coming on. Again, I'm sorry for my thought you were 3 hours behind us and not 2 hours. Or
No worries. No, thank you for
Whatever
having
we
me,
have.
guys. I had a good time, and I'm happy to be here anytime.
absolutely. But hey, get in touch with me about a booth at Demo Days, or get in touch with Susan. I can get in touch with like whoever you are, because I am a Demo Days ambassador. And I'm not just doing like the outside booths. I can get you an inside booth as well.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I'll
do it.
get
I'd
ready
love to
to talk
talk more about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, guys, this is how we can get into touch with Color Max America Inc. And if you seen it, you like it, you want to like get some, that's how you get in touch with them. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael, for coming on tonight, and we will see you again later.
All right, thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
That's cool, dude, Eddie.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I could tell you that whenever I was just listening to him on like speakerphone whenever you guys were talking.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Me and Mr. Michael, we've been I say friends, we're absolutely friends. Him and I we'll bullshit on the phone. We'll talk about fence for like 5 minutes and we'll bullshit about dumb stuff for like another 30, 45.
Yeah.
And he's a super cool dude. I remember whenever I was installing the Midnight Sky fence, and I got 2 panels in and I was fudging stumped on the stupidest thing. I called this man up across the country and FaceTimed him. I'm like, hey, I'm getting my butt kicked here. What am I doing wrong? He goes, oh, you got to do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh. So the man not physically, but he straight up walked me through the process on FaceTime to make sure I got it done right. So the product is awesome. His customer service has been top notch. I think from the time we ordered to the time we had it was like 2 to 3 weeks. It did not take long at all. Everything was ready to go. The gates, we had to assemble those, but they were super easy to build. They're easier to build than a vinyl gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody?
And guys, it comes in a pallet. We ordered almost 200 feet. The pallet was, I'm not kidding you, about this tall, 4 foot wide by 10 foot long. That was it.
That was it. That was nearly 200 feet of fencing. It ships very easy. I think from the West Coast to here, it was like $800 or something like that.
Which is not bad because the West Coast is a long ways away.
So, absolutely. So, if anybody's want to do that, check it out. I promise you will not be. I personally promise you won't be disappointed if you check that line out. Billy, do you have anything to add, bud?
Yeah, guys, since we had some technical difficulties, we are going to thank our sponsor. Thank you, Mr. Fence Academy, for sponsoring the show for tonight. There we go. We got a Mr. Fence Academy shirt on.
Set him right.
But guys, if you're looking to up your fence game and up your fence business as well, the Mr. Fence Academy is a great option. I'm not just saying that because he sponsors our podcast. I'm saying it because I fully believe in it. It's a great thing. If you're open to change and you're open to
learning, put your ego aside. You don't know everything. You don't. I was about to get mean with it.
Yeah.
You don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And that's probably the biggest problem with trying to put on training events and trying to teach people other stuff. Is that I remember it was just like me. I had a closed mind 5 years ago when Sean tried to comment on a post I made up at the gate. And I told him, I was like, who needs to listen to this guy? Now here we are 5 years later because of tips and tricks I took from him.
There's a sign right there.
It's changed everything. Throw your ego away. Be willing to learn. And I tell you what, the Academy is a great option.
Yeah, guys. So, with that said, we'll be back here live next week. We got Shane Catton booked. It's going to be a great time from Good Shepherd Fence and Midwest Fence Supply. It's going to be an awesome show, guys. Again, Demo Days, guys, get excited. Bring your fence team. You don't even have to bring your truck to go into the fence truck competition. You can do it virtually. It's going to be a great time, guys. We're looking forward to it. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your night. Before you take us out.
Set them right, count them tight. Gatekeepers Podcast. Tune in next Tuesday, 7:15.
Be there or be square.